Hello everybody, and welcome back to day 44 of our Blueprints adventure. We're getting really close to day 46, and in all honesty, there is a major goal of today, and well, if you saw the last episode, you kind of already know what it is, but if you didn't, you'll understand in a moment. We found an area that relates to the chess pieces last episode. And my intent as of this episode is to now, with the burning glass that we've gotten sitting out here, I would like to practically use said burning glass to make sure that we can get back down there. If, you know, the way into there locked itself up since last episode. I'm pretty sure it didn't, but, you know, you never know. So yeah, no, our goals for the day are pretty simple. We need to find and place as many rooms with chess pieces in them as possible. And once we do so, that'll hopefully get us down into there and let us do some stuff. So, yeah. With that being said, let's go here. Wow, and we immediately got kind of shafted a little bit. We'll take Boudoir here. Boudoir is always one of my... I think Boudoir is probably one of my favorite rooms just to draft. Okay. Alright, game is trying to shoot us immediately by putting corners. We like T-pieces there. This needs to not be an L. Dear Lord. Alright, we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna grab the stuff from here. We're gonna use Boudoir as our main, exit off of these. And yeah, we'll take the kitchen here. Club sandwich is nice, and, ooh, stuffed wild quail. Hell yeah. We'll buy out all of the bananas, just make sure that we've got enough steps for the day, and we'll hold off on buying that tomato soup because we, well, haven't got that yet. Chapel, you're always a wonderful and accepted addition. Honestly, every time I come in here, I think to myself, you know, the chapel's nice. I don't need to be concerned about it at all. Den is pretty good. Could be nice. I could also take morning room just because chapel's gonna be right there. Yeah, we'll take morning room. Let's go do that real quick. But yeah, no, end goal of today is, and I've got the list in front of me, we've already got the, we've already got the chapel figured out, which handles our bishop. What we really want is, I'd prefer security, but observatory and treasure trove are fine on the knight. Nook, vault, and clock tower. We already have the nook, so we have the rook handled. We need to find the study and the office today. Those are the big ones that we need. Entirely guaranteed. Let's take the conservatory just in the off chance that we actually got lucky enough to draw one of those two. We did not. However, each of these are rooms that I do actually want to edit. Conference room I enjoy more being at the standard level just because it is genuinely a good room. The Geist bedroom being commonplace honestly is fine. I'd prefer it more on standard though, just because it's one that kind of I don't enjoy seeing overly too often, but it's helpful. And pantry being commonplace is perfectly fine. So that'll be our edits. And there's a magneglass. Maybe today if I get the drawing room, we might get lucky. So who knows? Alright, let's keep a move on. Back into here. Again, looking for study at any opportunity. I think we take the bedroom here just because this is a pretty decent spot for a corner. Yoink that. And we do want to get some of the more, we want to get some of the smaller pieces out of the pool. Honestly, you know what? Let's get terrace so that way we can fill out this end, and we'll be riding on the boudoir today. But, I mean, when haven't we been riding on the boudoir? You know? And this will make sure that our green rooms are very cheap as we make our way through. I mean, they won't cost anything, so that's the real benefit is it just is free to do stuff with. Alright, like I said, we'll head on into here. Yoink the dice. Yoink the gem. And alright, let's go. Well, the sad news is if I took nursery, as much as it is a nice one to get right now, we would die. Courtyard, I kind of would rather save. So I'm going to re-roll and cry, and I'm going to re-roll, and we're going to take spare green room, because, oh dear lord, we almost lost the day right there. I should have taken the courtyard. Also, this is freebie for us. Yeah, I can go run over to the morning room real quick. And water. Basically, I mean, we want to use this. Also, wait a minute. I wanted to check something. Does the watering can... Can we use the sink to refill the watering can? That would be an interesting thing, seeing as, you know, the sink can be turned on. Water. Water. And then we'll go over to here. And water. Alright, that basically sets up our gems for the day. And if this works as thought it, you know. Haha! It does refill the can. Okay. That is sick. Alright. So now we can go dump this in the spare green room again. Yoink. And we've got a bunch of gems. Alright. Cool. Great Hall would be nice if it weren't for the fact that that is currently just a basic hallway to us right now. I'd rather take the passageway just because of where it's located. And we can move on from that. Again, if I see a study or an office, we have to consider it a snap pick today. Drawing room. Is drawing room on the list at all? I feel like it would be. I feel like it should be, but it's not. Also, archives, I feel like it should be, but it's not, you know. We'll take the, oh, I just realized this is absolute garbage. Archives is the only one that does anything for us. Alright, well, we'll take the archives. I haven't looked around in here to see if there's anything in there, but that does suck to have to draft that. We'll take the parlor. Parlor is good. And we'll go filter out this corner now. Alright. And what do we got? The gems are in the black box. Uncertain. The statement is of no help of all. Uncertain. This box and the blue box are both false. So if this box and this box is false, then this is true that this statement is of no help at all, because it basically, you know, guarantees that if it's not in the black box and, you know, or sorry. Yeah, if it's not in the black box, then it's in either this box or this box. And this one is true, meaning I guess it's in the white box, maybe? Ah, darn it. Okay, so it's not there, but that's why we have two of these. So this box and the blue box are both false. If that is true, then they are not in the black box, which is uncertain. So if this is true and this is false, then they're just in here, because this is the only one that tells me where it is here. Yeah. Okay, my mistake, my misread. Womp womp. I should have thought about that a little bit harder, but, you know, that's kind of what I get. This could be useful, just because I know study is that sucks. Well, I mean, that still is helpful because of the night. Actually, Draxus is helpful today because study is a dead end. And study is the one that I'm really concerned about, because I'm pretty sure study is, like, extra rare. I mean, office shows up commonly enough. It's just, yikes, you know? This is definitely going to be a rough day, to put it simply. I do not want a dead end here. We'll take the archive. Well, screw you too, I guess. That's just that. Alright, well, we might be out of luck today, which kind of sucks because I was really hoping today would go well. Den confirmed, carries on the day, so let's just take it. Let's just take it. Take this, move on. Yeah, this is the only spot that we have that we can go. Wow. This might be the day dead. That is the day dead. Well, doesn't that suck? The game just casually being like, alright, you're done. You're done. You're done. I should have taken the den maybe one earlier so that I could have seen that. That is my bad. While we have the time to, though, sadly we don't have the ability to go through and use the shortcut to continue the day, which sucks. But what I can do with the day is we can go run and quickly see whether or not burning glass is required. That's something that is still very useful to us, so, you know, if burning glass isn't required, and I'm starting to question whether or not I moved the boat back across. I think I did. I just realized I autopiloted. Boat, are you there? Is the boat here? And the boat is here. All right, good. That should be really nice for us. If it is still open, great. If it isn't, I cry. Oh. Okay, well, good news. It's permanently open. I wonder what happens if I relight the candles. Actually, I'm thinking about it, that might close this, which, you know, would be bad. Okay, so, sadly, we aren't able to do the thing that's right in... There was something there. We're not able to do the thing that's right here today, as much as it sucks. We will be figuring this out maybe in the far future, but the good news is I don't need the burning glass to get down here. That was my major concern, is that we need the burning glass to consistently get down here, especially with the way that was set up. Is there anything I have that's good as a tomorrow room? Not necessarily. The only thing I need to do is drop something back off into the coat check, which, in all honesty, if I'm going to be honest, I'd like to drop the burning glass back off because it's the one with the most secrets attached to it, I feel, so far currently. So, I'm going to go do... Sorry, I forgot I can't go that way. I'm going to go do that, and then we're going to call it a day and continue in just a moment. Alright, Burning Glass. In you go. Just check that it's in there. And alright. Call it a day. Sucks that that's how bad the day went, but, you know, we can continue onwards. Alrighty, day 45, here we go. Shouldn't be too bad. God, it does really feel like we're gonna get to day 46 with nothing overly impressive happening on that day. But the good news is well, now we can go back outside, and if there's a shrine, we can just kind of use it. I really do think that the monk blessing is really good. Just, it helps a lot, and then Root Cellar really helps finish things out. The other option that I would like to take right now is, well, we're definitely not going into Hovel. The other option I would have taken right now is classrooms. I'm really wanting to get the classrooms figured out. I want to do all 8 or I guess 9 of them, I think, in a day, because I believe there's one that we can get from the drafting studio that I'd like to get into the pool soon, and that would be very fun and very helpful. It's kind of sad that yesterday just kind of ate like our entire, you know, existence. Let's go here. Yeah, we can take Courtyard. Courtyard normally gives me like a shovel or something if I'm lucky. Nope, but it did give me a sledge, which is always nice and appreciated. And let's see, what do we got here? Nook is, I mean, Boudoir. Boudoir is always nice. We'll take Boudoir. We'll start over here, just based off the shaping there. And sadly, no wonderful chaos today. If we're lucky, I do still legitimately want to pull off what we've been searching for. Hallway Closet works here because Courtyard is considered a hallway, I believe. Yep, silver key. A dice and a lucky rabbit's foot. That means we should get a shovel in another green room. I wonder if this... Oh no, it's the prism key that works off of these. Wow, just immediately bad shaping. Again, as always, Chapel is always like a freebie. I would have preferred to use it for its full TP's potential, but I think today is going to be one of those days now that we've, you know, like once we get going and can get ourselves a shovel, where I'm not going to be overly concerned for resources. It's just going to be concerned about navigation, and making sure that, you know, we get all of the important things. Is library on the list? I'm surprised that library isn't on the list. The other thing is I'm not sure if I've gotten everything on the list. Like, I'm pretty sure my list of chess pieces is honestly mostly empty. I mean, I know it's empty because I'm missing a lot of the things that we should have for, say, you know, like the like we're missing an extra queen, we're missing an extra king. I don't know what those 2 pieces are, you know. We're missing a rook, we're missing 2 bishops, we're missing a knight, and we're missing a bunch of pawns, technically. So, you know, I'm like, we should be getting some of those sooner-ish, you know, you'd hope. We'll do billiards room, just because billiard room continues on the path, and also gets us a bunch of keys, which is always nice. Nothing for me. Alright, 17. Alrighty, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8, minus 7 is 1, times 18 is 18, divide by 3 is 6. 8 squared is 64. Minus 20 is 44. Divide by 11 is 4. 10 minus 4, minus 4 minus 5 is 1 squared. Times by 14 is 14, I believe. There we go. Hey, keycard. All right, if we need to access Foundation, we can go do that now. That is nice to see for us. All right, up and off of here we go. Electric Eel Aquarium. Thank you, my friend. You know, another thing that I'm thinking of, it would be interesting if the Eel Aquarium had a chess piece hidden somewhere in it, but you know, that'd be interesting and a pretty good hide if so. All right, what can we do off of here? I'm gonna be honest, it's looking like storeroom. Hey, my shovel. Thank you. Good to see you. All right, time to get digging. Here we go. I'm gonna go dig everywhere now, so be prepared. We're going crazy. I dig. Ooh, there's a lever right here. I didn't realize. Yoink. Turnip. Coin. Can. Coin. Pebble. Gosh darn it. Brick. Gosh darn it. Nothing in there. Outside. And key. Nice, thank you. Coin, nice, thank you. Coins, nice, thank you. Coin, nice, thank you. Coin, nice, thank you. And a nail. Nah. Alright, well, that got me a lot of stuff. I'm kind of glad about that. I think now that we've done that, I mean, the other side of the aquarium is probably the best place to head. I mean, we just got a bunch of coins out of doing that. What we should probably try to do with what we've got today, I mean, it would be good to go grab Boudoir real quick. Yeah. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll use my extra steppies, seeing as, you know, we have a bunch of them. And we'll head on around. Let's see here. What else could I get from up here? I'd like it to be something good. Boiler room might actually be nice right now, thinking about it. Green room with the rabbit's foot, we do have more items. Boiler room just goes hard in general. Hallway works pretty well here, I think. I'd rather save the boiler room for a minute anyways, so yeah, let's do the hallway and call that what it is for us. That's not what I meant to grab. We'll go this way real quick. Locksmith might be good. Guest bedroom. Isn't guest bedroom amongst the list? Guest bedroom is amongst the list for pawns. But this is a really good dead end spot as well. Just because of where it is. Yep. Alright, we take that. Get some more rerolls. We got 7 whole dice right now. 7. Yeah, we're feeling good. Let's see here. So, currently on the list, because we've got 2 right here. I mean, Nook is the one that I'm immediately wanting to snap pick out of this. But we've got our pawn handled with storeroom. Our knight is to be handled by this. Our bishop is handled by chapel. Our Nook, so either Nook or observatory are fine here. I'm going to say let's do Nook now, just because that is helpful to us. It keeps resources high, keeps us moving, you know, moving and grooving, gives us some benefit, also gives us that. Yeah, should be fine. And this is why we saved the boiler room, because that is an amazing T-piece that I was looking for. Alright, should have a few dig spots down here today because of the root cellar. It's a coin. And it's coins, plural. We're just getting a bunch of money. I mean, not, you know, bad. A turnip. Alright, cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna be honest, I would, if we get the option, like to swap to a jackhammer. Maybe get some gems with these. Because that would be good as well. Alright, activate. And then, yeah, we can send it that way first. Well, honestly, okay, here's the thing. I want to send it that way first, because that way is the way that I want to head first. We'll do this real quick. Security would be good. Security helps out. Is dark room. Well, we did take the breakfast nook, so security actually is pretty good here, just thinking about it. Yeah. Outright, we just take security. And then that also gives us lab as well. Like, it's a snap pick. I would have liked to mayhaps see some stuff. There's a gem sitting around somewhere and a trunk. I wonder where. Keycard system. We do have the keycard, I believe. Hang on, let me go check real quick. Don't we have our keycard? Yeah, we got the keycard. So we want it high. We want high keycards today. Says security level high. Confirm. Awesome. And yeah, once the offline mode is figured out, if we can do that, we'll set it to unlock. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I forgot as I proceed to, you know, jump in and out of everything. That's not what I meant. Gosh darn it. I'm sure my editor has already put a counter up for how many times I've entered in and out of this thing because I'm being an idiot. Alright, let's see here. Remote terminal access, view active, lab. Yes, we want the lab constantly because the lab is our friend. It is wonderful. Awesome. Experiment setup. Continue with experiment. I mean, I think we do this. It's either this or this. And I think each time we find some trash while digging is going to be better. Because that sounds like it's going to get me a lot of meta progression. Real nice and easily. So, yeah, I think we take that. I know it now means that we need to handle the rest of this. Greenhouse is just a corner. That's just solid. Oh, that's right. Do we have exactly 2 greens? We do, but I don't have... I don't have gems, period. Oh no, we have 3 greens. That's right, because you have to include the outside one. Let's just re-roll. It's not worth. Let's take the dining room. That'll go off. I would have taken this again, but we don't have gems. I'd really like to get gems. Like, that's what we need. I need a few gems. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Kind of rough on the corners. Would there be anything in here? No. I'm kind of curious what rooms have the, you know, have the extra stuff in it, because I'm like, genuinely, I kind of would like to see some, you know, I'd like to see some, I'd like to see some gems, some dig spots. or some more of the chess pieces as well. Like, I don't know where the chess pieces would be other than where we've already been kind of searching. Yeah, by the way, I'm 900% sure the game reads if you have the trash while digging effect, and then automatically edits and says, whoa, 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 is that really strong? That sounds insane. And if it is insane, it's like, stop that, stop that, stop that. Nope, you're not allowed. Okay. Yeah, this is another room I would have considered mayhaps having something. I don't know. Some of these just constantly feel like they should be. Thank you, free letter. Yeah, like some of these rooms feel like they should have something, even if it is just a pawn, you know? Like, yeah, see, turnips are being considered as the trash now, I think, because of the fact that we've done that. Really, in all honesty, I just kind of want bad shovel right now. All right, we'll do this. We actually can do closed exhibit today as well, because, yeah, we have the ability to open all the doors right now. Sick. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. We'll go this way first, because I'm not intending on necessarily... Well, there's study. There's the study. Okay, that's the queen handled. We have everything else handled now except for the king, which is good. Yoink. Awesome. Take my gem. Pop this open. Thank you. Another free silver key. You are too kind to me. You are too kind to me. Alright, well, if that's the case then, I mean, heck. What we got over here? Bruh. You're kidding. We got it. Wow, and we haven't even explored half the house yet today. Okay. Yeah, and let me triple check that I've got it denoted correctly. I'm like, where's the king piece? Yep, there it is. Right there. There's our king. Holy cow. I'm shocked. We straight up got it. Spread gold in the estate. Spread gold now. Cool, cool, cool. We will do that. Pretty sure some gold occasionally ends up there. It didn't today, though. Alright, well, I mean, cool. I know where we're off to now. Into the abyss, why don't we? It's that time of day where I guess we're going downstairs already. I'm a bit shocked. Yeah, we'll eat the dinner. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this day is suddenly transformed from something where I was kind of like, you know, we'll do good, to, oh my god, okay, we're going now. Alright. Yeah, no, like, we'll be back here in a bit. I still haven't even done, like, half of my stuff yet. Oh my god. Okay, I'm also trying to look and see where that trunk may have been, because I do know we are missing one, according to what was said. There's a coin there that I could go grab that I don't necessarily need to grab. There's coins right there that I could grab that would be nice to grab. Yarp. Did I buy everything from here? I thought I did. Yeah, I bought it out. Like, I bought it out. Money. Enjoy, Mr. Piggy. It must be in... The gem I know is in there. It also... The trunk must also be in there, I guess, then. Okay, well, Oh... Wait, no, yeah, we... I don't know why I always forget that you don't need the fountain to go downstairs. In all honesty, I really think it would have been cool if they had made it so that the fountain actually was basically required to get downstairs. And this was, like, a harder passage to open, but, like, you know, I'm kind of happy that it isn't, because, like, God, there are so many things that I'm able to do because of this. Like, legitimately, the entirety of the underground is just a freebie for me. If there's anything underground, as long as I keep it in this setup. I never have to move the fountain again, basically. Which has been one of the major benefits of this, is not needing to move the fountain. Alright, down we go. Into the pit. We run on off this way. Alright, what you got for me? So, everything is on the right-hand side, basically. Pawn, you go there. Let's see, we've got the knight is security. Okay. Somewhere like here, there it is. Okay, and then the chapel was like here. The rook is the nook, which is up dead center. Give me the, fine. You know what? You get to sit right there. You get to sit right there. And you are right there. Oh my! Choose your piece to receive a new permanent power. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? There are chess powers? Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Ambition of the pawn. When you reach rank 8 each day, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Gain the power of that piece until the end of this day. Okay. That's crazy. Knight, Mantle of the Knight, adds the armory to your draft pool. No idea what the armory does, but that'll be something. Gambit of the Queen. Each time you draft a room on the queen side or the west wing of your house, lose 5 steps and gain a key. That is terrible. No, we are not using queen. Banner of the King. Each day you may choose a color. Rooms of the chosen color are more likely to be drawn while drafting. That's pretty strong. Piety of the Bishop. You do not have to pay tithes. Instead, gain 30 for the first time you enter the chapel each day with this power. That's honestly useless. Resilience of the Rooks. You may draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting the 4 corner rooms of your house. Okay, so 3 of those sound nice. 3 of those sound useless. Rook sounds useless. Bishop sounds useless. Queen sounds useless. I'm gonna be honest. This sounds nice because what it is, this is effectively following that knowledge. It's a worse knight. So really there's only 2 that are good. It's knight and king. I don't know what the armory is, but the armory is a shop from the looks of it. Whereas this is anything. I will inevitably need to take this in the future if I don't take it now, meaning I'd have to do this whole puzzle again in the future. I mean, I'd have to anyways, because I'm gonna be honest, the king is one that has me thinking, because, like, you know, throne king, the king on his throne, that is something we need. I'm like, I think king power is necessary at a certain point. Wait, do you get, it's a permanent addition, so do you just get the ability to, like, if you do this 6 times in a row, do you have, like, all of these active? In which case, like, no, I don't want the queen. No, I don't want the pawn to become another queen. The bishop is fine, but, like, eh. Like, here's the thing. Bishop only affects 1 room. Rook affects 4 rooms, which is useful. Pawn is, as I said, effectively a worse knight. Knight is 1 room. King is many rooms. Queen is an entire side of the mansion. which is, let's see here, that's 9 times 2. Those are 18 step losses and key gains, which, nice, beneficial, terrible for general things. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest, this just sounds like a way to die, and not be able to play the game anymore. This is tough. How about this? I will leave this for late game when I'm trying to figure some stuff out and see, you know, what all rooms I'm missing. I think for right now, based off of stuff that I understand, you've accepted the banner of the king. You may give up this power by returning to this chamber on any future day and unlocking the pieces again. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, so you only get 1. I wasn't sure, but good to know. Alright, so King will help us out. Do I get the... I do now get the ability to do this. Wow. And I get to do it on choice as well. That is strong. That is really strong. That is unbelievably strong. You know what I've realized? I wonder if Vault is a blue room. If Vault is a blue room, because I know Clock Tower is, I know Nook is, if Vault is, I think I've noticed a weird pattern amongst all of these, and it might be, are there 32 blue rooms in the game? Because it might be that every single blue room has a chess piece. Because den is blue, oh no, bedroom isn't blue, that lines up. Never mind. It isn't just blue rooms. I thought it was blue because I was like, wait, the pieces were blue. Maybe only blue rooms get it. Shrug. Oh well. We move on. What color do I want today? Like, genuinely, what color do I want today? We've gotten the bookshelf almost done. I mean, honestly, it might be good just to take blues. You know what else I'm curious? Interesting. Yeah, you can choose black. You can also choose red. That sounds terrifying. So more shops. Green is a valid decision, in all honesty. If we had veranda, or sorry, terrace, I would honestly consider it a snap pick just because of what benefit that would provide to us, but I'm kind of in the boat of maybe let's do blue. You know what? Let's do blue. Yeah. Let's sit right here. Let's pick blue. Let's have some fun. I mean, yeah. Blueprints are more likely to be drawn today. Awesome. That is now something I have to remember to do every single day. Which is slightly annoying, but you know, it's fine. Give me that gem. Alrighty. And what is over here? Hello, music room. I do inevitably need to take Freezer at some point. The problem with Freezer is it really is one of those ones where it is basically only takeable as like the last thing you do in a day. Otherwise, it kind of does just seem like a you will die type decision. We want the utility closet, I believe. Yeah, because I can shut off the doors. Actually, it did say a jackhammer would go pretty hard today. Let's do that. Did I get the... I don't know what I got over there. It looks like a compass. Alright, let's go over here because I messed up in not picking this. Redraw first. We'll do the walk-in closet. That normally rebates itself and also nets me some nice beneficial items. And yoink, is it back here? Lockpick kit. Thank you. Good to see. Alright, we'll continue off of workshop now. Alrighty. Oh yeah, oh no, I did grab that. Okay, it is the compass. What I figured. Now I forget how the jackhammer goes together. It must be battery pack. Yeah, we need a battery pack with all of these. Nothing that this goes to, right? Yeah. I believe coupon book doesn't go with anything. Okay, so right now we don't have anything really strong. Nice, another letter. I do kind of want to go check that out at some point today as well. Mailroom is going to be stacked. We're going to have info. Do I have the Magni Glass? I do not have the Magni Glass. Today has already been doomed. We'll take the drafting studio, and hopefully I get a... Ooh. One of these. What do we got? We've been in that room. We have not. That is the room north of the boiler. Okay. Well, good to know the shape of the... what's it called? The Great Hall. And again, I do really want to test how detailed that is. Alright, let's see what we can get today. So, dormitory, meh, decent. I think classroom is our best pick. Vestibule is nice as a four-way room, but it is also one that I can never fully trust. I think classroom is probably our best one. So, yeah, if we're lucky, we get a Magni Glass for today, but knowing my luck with the drafting studio, Magni Glass has now been removed from the pool. Ooh, that is actually tempting. That is actually really tempting. Because we have a way to continue the day. Like, guaranteed right now. It would be really good to... Like, it's either that or I do drawing room. We have a solid way to continue today. Let's just take mailroom. And, like, we've got a bunch of new letters. It's gonna be worth it, you know? It's gonna be worth it. Alright, well, I believe that one was the one that we had last. Ooh. Oh, that's... Kararika does Turtleback. Okay. That's good to see, because that's an orange stamp. Yeah, that's Kararika. Okay, good to know. Simon, not sure if you paid too much attention to the machine in the booth in the lab, but I figured I could save you some frustration if you've been fooling with it. This contraption is the central control for power lines that run externally from the house. In the past, we've served as the energy power source for local community, as we have modest hydroelectric capabilities with a steam turbine. If you want to use it, you'll need to first turn on the turbine in the boiler room and utilize our steam ducts to connect the turbine to the lab. This isn't required, of course, and I can't think of any reason in which you'd have to use the boiler to reach room 46, but feel free to play around with it should you feel inclined to experiment. That's nice, and like I said, that stamp up top tells me enough about Kararika. Yeah, Kararika is turtle. Alrighty, next letter. I think that's Morajai. Morajai is naval. Okay, cool. In case it's useful to you, here's a rough diagram of the steam duct system. Due to the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we ended up building the duct system to be quite flexible, and you may look along the ceiling in many rooms, you will find many of them have been outfitted with steam ducts. As long as you align these rooms together in an uninterrupted string, power can be transferred from room to room, even if the boiler and its intended destination are on opposite sides of the house. And like I said, the main use of that is, I think Morajai is boats. I mean, that looks like Morajai to me. Simon, God, what stamp is that? What stamp is that? What stamp is that? It's a red and blue. I don't know what that would be. Simon, let me know if I'm writing to you too much. I've never been good at gauging where the line of impropriety is, and for all I know, maybe the help I'm offering you with those letters is unwanted. Maybe you're perfectly fine without my help. It's been a bit of a moral quandary for me as I've written these, as I'm fairly certain your uncle didn't want us to assist you on your quest. Still, if it was that important, I have to believe he'd have the foresight to specifically instruct us not to interfere. Nothing ever deterred him from that level of supervision in the past, and after working alongside him for over a decade, I like to at least imagine that we were friends and that I knew him well. In conclusion, I think you would have found the level of help I have offered well within the acceptable range. I haven't spoken too much about him since his departure, and I know you didn't know him that well, but as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have plenty of stories to tell. He was a fearless businessman with the greatest respect for invention. Of all the laboratories I've worked in, I can tell you Mount Holly was a gem, and I'm hoping that we can continue the work once you've taken up the reins. But I won't get ahead of myself. You still have to find the 46th room. I've already found the 46th room, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what that would be. Because that's Arch Aries. That one's... Oh. Those two are the same. And I love how, by the way, both of these were the ones that have been blockaded. Maybe those stamps are ones that I'm not supposed to be able to get access to. My general option with it is blue doesn't exist anywhere, so maybe that's meant to be a Raja? I don't know. We can figure it out as we go on. I mean, we've got a lot of possible digs left to do today, so that is my main goal. Let's head back to the boiler room now with what we've got. If I get a Magni glass, I will be back here. It's a guaranteed. I need to go back to there to see that. And yeah, boiler room is our friend. Also gonna yoink that coin while I'm here. Did I leave anything else in here? I must have just too quickly moved by that coin or something. Alrighty, turn the power on over to here. Because I don't really think we need to worry about sending the power northward now. And lock this. Ha ha ha, no. We're not taking archives right now. I'm sorry, you're not getting that out of me. We will take Dovecote, though. Dovecote is of high benefit to us. And let's see here. Bunch of dig spots. How did I know that here was going to be a bunch of diggable spots? Alright, turnip. Key. I'm like, come on, it's gotta crack eventually. Turnip. Nothing of interest. Coin. Pebbles. Alright, new letter today. There we go. Yeah, we will be having some fun with the letters now. I mean, what the frick? Oh, there's a different dig spot here. I forgot. That's right. Looks like the spot. Time to start digging. Dig spot right there. And what are our coffers for today? If it'll stop being a pure black screen. Well, it is 8 gems. Nice. Okay. That, you know, I don't think that's supposed to happen, but, neat. Alright. With that, we continue onwards. Honestly, here's the thing. Parlor going around the back would be good. I'm kind of also in the boat that we reroll. I don't really like any of the options here. Rumpus Room. I mean, we get to say hi to Elzara today as well. Jeez, this has been a busy episode. Oh my god. Yeah, let's do Elzara. Let's say hi in the Rumpus Room. Yoink. Where are the coins? There are the coins. I'm like, where are the coins? I always forget where the coins are. Alrighty. Give me one moment, Alzara, and give me one moment, you guys. It's time to prep for writing some fortunes. Alright, so if you remember last time, we were kind of being put in a garden or a forest area with a bunch of children. And there was an old version of me, and it turns out that basically almost everybody who's owned this home had a lot of secrets. And this last time is where we learned about, I think, Orave having her secrets. And yeah, Herbert also has had a bunch of secrets as well, so we will see.
And as it was foretold,
Hi, Alzara.
I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin.
I am aware.
You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
Thanks, Alzara.
And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
I do.
Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone. You will find yourself one day wandering these paths, walking in the footsteps of the past, wandering and waiting, searching for a shadow that will never be cast, longing for the day to end, the hours to pass. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Interesting. I don't think we learned anything necessarily new from that one. That statue in the courtyard was General Teskin, as we are aware from the downstairs area, the hideout. One of the pictures that they had down there was the plan that they had to steal the crown that we now have, the crown of Arindia. Which in that museum in the courtyard was this giant statue of General Teskin, which was quote unquote made to look like an angel because of his immense power, basically. The one that's interesting to me is the fact that we will be wandering those paths sometime in the future. That implies that we will inevitably leave the house. However, the other thing that was interesting to me was the train station. That scene that we were there for seemed like we were waiting for somebody that won't be there, meaning the train station will have nobody arrive through there. Obviously, so the train station down below will have nobody come there, but it's going to be important for us to be there. Additionally, there's something about the train station at 1:30 because the clock was moving towards the sacred hour of 1:30, as we found out in the past. So, honestly, thanks, Alzara. That wasn't too much of a hint, though, for us. And honestly, I was kind of hoping for some more. So, that'll be fine. Drawing Studio, you are nice. Looks like we're now linked in, and I didn't even have to concern myself with going too crazy today. I will be jumping into the foundation in a moment. What do we got here? Honestly, hit the redraw. I mean, I could take Ballroom. The problem is Ballroom just eats all of our gems. I do need to go back into the ballroom at some point, though, because I do want to check for things in there. I don't want to go in there right now, basically. We'll come here in a minute and look through some things, because I want to see if I can't figure out using the tree date, because we do know that the tree is related to the Eclipse Ball, which is what that room is related to begin with. So yeah, I want to see if we can't figure out the date of the Eclipse Ball, because I get the feeling that that is going to be the date that we need for the outside garden. All right. Nothing really worth using here. We can start drafting using these if I really want to. And I'm gonna be honest, we will be drafting using these from here on out. Conference room is nice. There isn't really anything necessary out of here, though. Like, I'm not really here because I'm intending on doing anything with it. Do I wanna... I mean... We'll just use the normal key. We've got a lot we can do out of here. It would be nice maybe to hit another observatory, but I'd rather we push us forward just a teeny bit more, so we'll eat a gem. You know, I haven't gotten the attic yet. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Let's see what the attic does. I have never been in here. Oh, wow. Ain't this neat. Hey, the attic is the other jet. You're the picture. You're the picture. That's the picture that we got shown. Oh, that must be... I know where they are. That must be Thomas Herbert and Simon Sinclair, maybe. But yeah, that is also nice for us. Ooh, hi, Secret Garden Key. You were not necessarily needed today, but good to see that you're here, you know? God. We got the Magni Glass. I can finally do the thing. Battery pack. That... You know what? I'm more focused about, I want to break the wall down in the chest room. I think that'll be the better option. Oh, why can I go all the way back here? Hang on. Let me identify this room real quick. That's the network. That is the office. Why is the office circled that aggressively? Unless that is meant to be, like, just marked as an O? Maybe this is meant to be my marker towards something that I had figured out, you know, finding the network password through this way. That is very weird why that is marked that way, though. Yeah, no, that is a bit crazy. All right, what's this? Dear Miss Marigold. Oh boy, and it's April 12th. Good to see that. Thank you so much for giving our editors the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. Unfortunately, I regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, we do not think the material is a good fit for Ruffington's current catalog, and therefore will not be pursuing a partnership at this time. If you provided us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you. Otherwise, it has been recycled. Thank you again for thinking of us here at Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you complete in the future. Wish you every success in finding a home for your book. Thomas Yanders, editor, Ruffington Red Publishing, Children's Book Department, 205 Concetta Court, 02117 2765. Change the ending to political. Interesting. That keeps coming up that the ending of Red Prince is too political. Anyways, I am going to sit here and take some notes for a minute, so yeah, give me a little bit. Alright, well, continuing on with her day then. Off we shall go. Honestly, you know, if it weren't for the fact that I'm intending on doing some stuff here, I would say mayhaps we take the freezer, but I do want some stuff out of this day. We could go commissary, but thing is I don't really see a use for us taking commissary right now. Library, and then if we're lucky, into bookshop would be good. It would be giving up a fair portion of the house right now, but I think at the end of the day, we've got a really successful day. Like, I'm not upset with anything that's gone on today. I genuinely am kind of pretty happy. And I mean, plus, oh yeah, that's right, we also get the book reading today. History of Arindia, Ajera to Araja. There it is. Arindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters, though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics nor commonly known to the average citizen. Its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation, in hushed circles, still refer to themselves as Arindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Arindia, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of the considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sale receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these letters that Oris had but one aim: expansion. Territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Arindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry, along every thoroughfare from Oris all the way to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. Second era. It was the 4th king of Arindia who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called this new realm Arinda Ares, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Arinda. To his youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Araja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Interesting. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern slopes, or southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would, unfortunately, as readers will soon find, not be kept. That explains why all 3 of them were rails whenever we were doing the thing. 4th era. As the kingdom of Arinda Ares entered the 4th era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desolates III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who would scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Desolates was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Orris, leaving the castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or, as I have been constructed to say, the grand city of Fen. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desolus III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Orris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. Interesting! They were making it sound like he went in a war. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by the surprising number of supporters due to the fact that Desolus IV shared his father's good name but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fen insurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensured was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once the center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The brutality and the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join the cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to these casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Orris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realm serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of banners we raise, but by that which connects us. A land that we each call home. Honestly, true, I wish world peace were a real valid thing that could actually be achieved. For this, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers and of our mothers and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Arindia. Yep. And that's why they wanted it banned. Was the call to Arinda right there. Alright. Let's see if we're lucky. It's the bookshop. Of course. Hello, bookshop. What you got? We got Curse of Blackbridge. And that is officially all books from the bookshop bought, so I no longer want to enter into the bookshop, basically. It's sad, but yeah. You know, I wonder if they'll put, like, anything else in here after. I mean, did I have that marked? Have I had that marked? I have not had that marked. That's funny. Yeah, of course the final bishop shows up right here. Yeah, of course that's where he is. Of course he's somewhere in here. Where else would he be? Alright, let's take this. Honestly, again, we don't necessarily care about the day anymore. The one thing that I really need to do is I need to head back down to the workshop. We want to buy, or we want to get the broken lever set up so that the broken lever is, you know, into the power hammer. And then the power hammer is going to get us a bunch of stuff, hopefully. We'll take the commissary just because it's the one that moves us that way. And it also has a dig spot, which means if we're lucky and we get pebbles, we get another thing. Yeah, I'm buying out the bananas real quick. I'm like, I want a few of these just in case. All right, and there we go. We'll take observatory. Observatory here is strong. Because the day is about to end anyways, so hell yeah. Florealis, that, oh wow, I wish I was smart and had been here first. Yippee! That would have saved me a bunch of money, but money doesn't really matter right now. I want it to be known. Like, money is not an issue right now. We can take the foundation down and, you know, quickly just speedrun on over. Which, in all honesty, thinking about it, probably a good idea to do so, just seeing as we're, you know, about to have to head on over to the front of the house. We've got a lot of things done today. Yeah, no, this has been a crazy day. I'll see you guys in a moment once I'm back up front in the workshop. Alrighty. You should give me the power hammer, which, you know, if the crack in the wall is anything to go off of, that'll be basically the strongest thing that I need right now. And with that power hammer, we can go bust that open. But before we do, because there's a lot of stuff we're going to try today, we got a few more letters. Dear Simon, after giving it some thought, I've decided I'm going to continue helping you. I also just had a small chat with the probate lawyer, and he assures me there is nothing in the bearer's instructions that would preclude me from offering you my modest assistance. So let me tell you what I know. About a week before Sinclair died, something rather curious happened. A few lab assistants were called by Miss Babbage, the house manager, to remove several floor plans from Sinclair's drafting studio. Typically, all of the unused floor plans are kept there, and I have never heard of them being moved to another location. Nor did I presume to guess the reason for such an action. Not sure which floor plans were removed or where they were moved to, save one, which was instructed to remove myself. Assuming it was not moved again after I hit it, you should be able to find it in the observatory hidden within the lens compartment of the telescope therein. If there was a reason behind the removal of these floor plans from the drafting studio, hopefully this will serve as the first illuminating step towards finding out why. Sadly, we already figured that one out, Randolph. That is the Araja stamp, which is nice to finally see. Araja, Array, Hoven, Nevru. Interesting. So they are very rainy, which is kind of interesting. Hey Simon, I'm going to assume that, well, we've already gotten that. Hey Simon, I assume at this point you've likely reached the upper ranks of the house and run into our keycard security doors. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk Darren and myself, and were installed after an unfortunate incident 2 years ago when some of your uncle's correspondence was stolen by a member of the staff, who had somehow managed to reach a room that they should not have been able to find. We're still not 100% sure how he got past the antechamber seals, but it was clear after that episode, this is Ravane by the way, that not every member of the staff should have unchecked access to the higher ranks of the estate. It's important to note here that in my own experience, I have found every other member of the staff to be extremely trustworthy and unwavering in their loyalty to your uncle. Still, after that incident, we decided to err against our own confidence and opted to install a state-of-the-art security system, issuing keycards to only the most trusted members of the senior staff. If you find the security doors become an annoyance while you're attempting to navigate the house, you should be able to lower the frequency from the security terminal, and there's even a nifty trick to unlock them by utilizing the utility closet in conjunction with the security settings. Awesome. Kinda what I figured. I mean, really the most useful ones were Kararika and Morajai. Like, those are nice. Like, if anything, the main use of these so far has just been gathering the letters so that I can see the stamps. Alrighty, with that, we've got some stuff downstairs to do now, so let's actually, hang on. Oh my god. December 8th. Oh, okay then. All right. Is it November 7th? That is a different, it is a different one. It is a different one. I mean, I considered this was going to be study just because, you know, that's the model of the study right there. I mean, like, it makes sense. Let me make sure I inputted that properly. Yeah, so if that doesn't work, which just, you know, triple checking again, did not work. Okay, I'm gonna assume it is November the 7th then, looking at the most important date there. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's the 21st. That means. So the 46th day is the 22nd, and then day 49 is Christmas. Interesting. Okay. Let's do 11:07. I said 11:07. Interesting. Oh no, you can't tell me. I mean, the safe has gotta work. I can't just leave it here, you know? Does it have something to do with the apples here? Oh god. If it has something to do with the apples, that'd be... Oh no. Oh no. I mean, there's 8 gates. There's 8 gates on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, that doesn't help. Honestly, I'm uncertain by this. I don't know. I mean, it is very funny that there's 8 gates. And we're looking at a calendar, which we know is opened by dates. The saves are opened by dates. Yeah. I don't know here. I would like to believe that it is that. Was there anything else in here that denotes, like, a date or something? No, that really is it. That really is it. The only other one is that one, but there's no way that that is a reset scale every single day, basically. I mean, screw it. We can try December 21st. The fact that I can spin that also is not wonderful to me. God damn it. I'm like, I don't want to leave this here because you know how annoying it is to find this thing? You know how hard it is to find this thing? Also, there's a pawn right there, which is good to see. Gosh, being in this scenario is like next to impossible. And I don't know what else it could be. I'm like, oh no. Oh god, no. January something. Oh, 1. 07. Maybe it's January 7th. The only thing that it, or combining the 2 dates in here. Curse you, study. Curse you. Curse you for making me very confused. Is there anything I can determine by zooming in on anything up here? No, nope. God. Really? Really? You know, maybe this one just doesn't have the... Damn. I was like, oh, did I get it? Because it, like, stood still for a moment there. I was like, maybe this one just doesn't have the daytime or whatnot. Like, the fact that you can push numbers in here at all has me terrified, because that means that, like, it works. The fact that you can bring the Magni glass here at all terrifies me, because it works. Oh, boy. Alright. I'm going to give up on it for now. I may come back and try some things in a minute. We still haven't finished the stuff outside as well, which is the other thing that I forgot. I mean, plus we're heading back to the ballroom soon-ish. So, yippee, we will be heading on over there in a minute. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I want to try still today, especially with back here. I want to go and, you know, see if I can't solve one more of the sigils. Because, I mean, we won't get Kararka, but now that we have a Morajai stamp, I think I can figure out Morajai. Especially because it's, you know, got boats. And that tells me a lot. Tells me plenty. Let's see here. Alright, we got the fancy hammer. It's hammer time. Go all the way back into here. Hello. Good to see you again. Yep, I figured that would break. Interesting. I know what that is. That is part of our 6x3 code. Yeah, okay. Wow. That is legitimately one letter missing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is. So our current code says 6 add 6 Tor lore 8. 6 spelled weird, add, missing a letter, 6 Tor lore 8. No idea beyond that, but that is a bit crazy. Especially seeing that. That helps a lot. So that code is almost completely done. I mean, I'm glad we found it. That's good. That good. The other thing to try today is the Morajai, stamp, if at all possible. Okay. Let's see here. I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty. As we remember, we were not able to figure out nuance last time, but Morajai, I honestly feel slightly more confident towards now that I know some things. So, what we know about Morajai is it is white, meaning it does have the dots surrounding it, which are those. The other thing we do know is Morajai uses boats, which I believe is, well, that in all honesty. Give me a second though while I pull some stuff up on my other monitor here for me. Alrighty, so like I said, Morajai is boats, and looking at the stamp a little bit closer, using an image thing, or just looking at the picture basically, I can actually kind of see that now. Now, we're kind of in between with Morajai on whether they are tribal or academic. However, I could see honestly both being a valid option. What we do know with Morajai is, like I said, they are boats. And boats, if I remember correctly, as I zoom on over to the boat segment, boats are what we've got right there. So, the other thing is Morajai doesn't look to have too much weather. I could see it being windy though, because looking on the stamp, there's a lot of wavy lines. And if I remember correctly, wavy lines are used to indicate heat. Interesting. Maybe they're heat. That or the curved bent line. I would assume maybe they are, yeah, I'm gonna put academic for now, first, and we're gonna try windy, just because I want to try it, and then if that doesn't work, that'll be the amount of lines. We can go from there. Okay, nope. That was incorrect. We'll try basic weather if that doesn't get me anything, or if this doesn't get me anything. But, like, the stamp is covered in a bunch of wavy lines. And I was able to confirm, looking at it, that it looks like it does spell Morajai on it. Oh, that is the wrong set of dots. Alrighty. If that's not the case, then let's try basic weather. Maybe they are just basic, you know. The other option is they are not, in fact, well, I misclicked that. I shouldn't have clicked that. That they are not, in fact, academic and are instead maybe tribal. Based off of that. Tribal does feel like it could be the one that is in there to be a, you know, red herring, honestly. Just because I don't think anything at this point in the world should be tribal. We'll try basic first, just in case. Okay, that kind of went almost exactly as I figured it would. It's this one, I believe, for weather. Let's go back to heat, real quick, just in case, you know, maybe that's the one. Okay, not heat. And if that's the case, let's try wind. Just in case, you know, just in case. Okay, nope, nothing there. If I were to guess at a different possible thing, I'd honestly guess, what are the other options here? So, I doubt they're tribal, agricultural, uncertain. They might be metropolitan, or they might be poetic, in all honesty. They might also be spiritual. Honestly, there's a lot of possible options. I'm gonna guess spiritual here, just because I want to test it, and see. Maybe that'll be it. So let's go to spiritual. You know what? Let's go to, I mean, spiritual is the first one that shows up basically in the list. So yeah, that's industrial. That's spiritual. If spiritual doesn't work, we'll try poetic real quick. again, a whole bunch of different things to mess around with here. I could have tried basic weather first, but we'll just do hot weather first and see if I'm not lucky. I mean, really, that's the thing with this is, part of it is I can kind of assume a lot of things. Especially with the fact that these guys are, like, we've got the stamp, which tells us that these guys are boat travelers. We do know that. Like, that is a guaranteed. We do know they are boat travelers. The part that's confusing is, what exactly their weather pattern is, because we've heard nothing of what it's like in Morjai, basically. We definitely are kind of grasping at straws here, but I also do think we're kind of at that point where you're almost expected to grasp at straws a little bit. I'm kind of assuming we're meant to have a teeny bit of guesswork, basically. If it's not this, I'm betting it's poetic. It is, in fact, not poetic. Okay, let's try heat, just in case, because of the wavy lines. And hit. Nope. Nothing. Okay, if that's the case, let's try windy. I don't know. Maybe this will be it. Nothing. Okay. If I were to guess something else, I would probably guess industry or metropolitan. But I also think that's bordering the line of way too much guesswork here. Also, I do love that those do not spawn in until after you've guaranteed clear that. That is kind of funny. Okay, well, I mean, we did get a lot done regardless. Like, today has been a great day regardless. Right, we still have the ballroom to do, so let's head back and do the ballroom. Make sure that we're not ending with unfinished business, because trust me, there is plenty of stuff to do still. This day has gone on really freaking long. It has been a freaking movie. I am so sorry to my editor. I could have done this a different way, but I was dumb, so we're doing it this way instead. We love when I am an idiot and walk the wrong way, because I kind of autopiloted a little bit to get over here, because I'm kind of running out of energy right now for this, and I'm like, I need to get done with this episode, because dear Lord, is it going on forever? Oh my god, okay. Yes, hi, hello, good to see you. Hello, hello. Okay, here we are, back in the ballroom. So this is, yeah, the Clarence Simon in Eclipse Ball at 1952. Interesting. I'm like, is there anything at all that can tell me the day? Because I could get told the day that that happened. That day in particular is going to be helpful, I think. Are you kidding me? Is there like nothing? There's like no info anywhere. Genuinely, in Eclipse Ball, 1952. If I could figure out the day of the ball, we solve so much. Redraw. I mean, Machinarium goes nice here just to push us forward, but like, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, that's 4 doors today. Sick. Just pop all of these open real quick. Not that these matter at all, but, you know, I mean, might as well. I thought I opened you. Oh, hey, look at that. A little trunk. Dice. Can I grab the dice? Wow. That feels... Okay, you can't grab that on controller for some odd reason. That's a little bit weird. And didn't feel nice to me. But at least I had that. And you know what? Taking the clock tower as our final tomorrow room, that's pretty solid. Sets us up for tomorrow. That helps out. Yeah. Yep. It's only going to be one extra key, I believe, but still good to see, you know, something. I mean, I guess let's go see if there's anything up here. Maybe this gives me info. If not, I mean, you know what? It's fine. It doesn't give me info. Of course it doesn't. Why would it give me info? There's never info that I can gather. Never, never, never info that I can gather. Why would I ever be able to gather info anywhere? Okay. Well, if that is the case, what can I find out from the Eclipse bar or Eclipse thing 1952? It says denoted in verse. FACE. Okay. FACE. GE. No, that doesn't help. If I go for here... Oh wow, it's the same music actually on each page. Like, it doesn't change. The music is exactly the same. 1952. In Eclipse Ball. Like, I get the feeling that that's the date outside, but I don't know what it could be. Oh my god. Look, you know, at least the good news is we did get a lot figured out today. What with the rumpus room, what with the, you know, the mail room. In all honesty, I think what I really need to do is from here on out, I kind of need to just, you know, keep pushing things. I mean, the main thing we got today was the Banner of the King. Like, that was awesome. I'm glad that we got that far. But it does definitely feel like if I really want to push harder, like, I'm kind of running into some dead ends recently. I'm concerned about the amount of dead ends that I seem to be running into, really is what I would like to bring to the table, because, like, I'm kind of running into the point where we've seen almost every room a fair few times now. It's not like there isn't anything unique or different about them. Like, if I'm seeing rooms, I'm seeing them because we've gotten them. So, I'm kind of at the point where it's like, I do know a few major tasks I'd like to try to complete from here on out. I just don't know if I can finish them, basically. And that's what I'm struggling with, is how to finish all of these tasks that I'm kind of identifying and just wanting to, you know, figure out, basically. Figured I'd drop a fair few of these in real quick. Just do that. Is there anything else that I want to do, like, really, like, finally, before I go off? Nah, I don't really think so. We didn't get anything necessarily impressive outside today, so I don't really think there's anything we can do about it, and we kind of did get everything we could out of it, so I think I'm just gonna do the back and forth wobble and call it a day. I'm like, come on, dump coins, dump coins, dump coins. Oh my god. Alright, well, with that, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. That has been the day, basically. 54 excavated dig spots. Another godly run, but a lot missing still. I think with some slightly better understood concepts, we'd get a little bit better. Like, genuinely, there's 2 dates that I'm now concerned about. I don't know what the study room date is, or sorry, the drafting studio date is, and I don't know what the Eclipse Ball date is. So we'll figure it out sometime. If I get another day like today where I can use it to just assail the mailroom with a bunch of letters and maybe figure out some stuff that way because the hints there are really nice, we'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one, and bye-bye. God, so close.